Tom's made a really, I just think phenomenal success with reviews of headphones. His business is not video or anything, but he saw the power with it, and he knows a lot about the internet. So very thrilled to have him here tonight. And gotta acknowledge Tony Hale. He comes and live streams these events. You guys, live streaming I think is so cool. I think it's the next thing. It can be applied to so many things, from churches, events, and people are waiting for DVDs now, weddings, to be able to live stream that and take it to everybody. And Tony Hill is your guy. No matter how you want to live stream, he is your guy to do it. Because he can set you up with the equipment. He can tell you what to do. He can come out and do it, for rental, and he's awesome. So very thrilled that Tony does that. And I'll let you take it away because I got to go pay for pizza.
All right, so thank you, Donna, for inviting me. First off, literally, I met her at lunch, and she was like, "You need to come do this." All right. So this is my first time talking about this with anybody other than just friends, and I tell a bunch of friends and nobody does anything with it. So, I mentioned a minute ago, I'm a software engineer by trade. I program for a living. Work for Amazon, for Fabric.com, a subsidiary. And a few years back, I just decided I was over having a boss, pretty much. And so I started a blog that was headphone reviews. And the gist of it is this. I had my blog up for 6 or 7 months. I had 10, 15 reviews on it, put a lot of work into it, and I think I had made a grand total of like $5 after a 6-month period off Google AdSense and Amazon affiliate links. And I was like, okay, this is horrible. There's got to be a better way to do this. And one of my other friends at the time his wife had started a YouTube channel that was like making baby party gifts for like baby showers. And I was like, really? And she had like hundreds of thousands of views. They were pulling in hundreds of dollars a month. And I was like, well, that's pretty cool. Let me try this. So essentially what I did is I took my most popular product on my site. I looked at my Google Analytics and I saw that one was getting like 100 hits a day. I said, all right, let me make a video out of this. And I did. And essentially, within the first week, I'd already made more off YouTube's AdSense program than I had off my site for 6 months that I had typed and taken pictures and done all kinds of things. So at that point, I was like, well, let me see what's going on with this. And subsequently, I got contacted by the manufacturer of the amplifier that I reviewed, and they just started sending me stuff like crazy. So it was one of those things to where it's a little bit more than just single fold. Going away from just a website, I found that YouTube was a good way to harness people to come in. And one of the other things that I did, and I don't know if you guys are aware of this, if you have a website, you can actually install what's called a click stream, and you can see how people interact on your page. And so one of the telling things to me was, I would watch what people would do, and they'd literally scroll to the bottom of the page, read my conclusion, and they'd be gone. So one of the things that I thought was, okay, well, if I do a video, it's not as easy to just hop around in that, because you can't just go down and read conclusion and be done. So I was like, this is a little bit more linear. So that's kind of how I started. And so I have a couple of YouTube channels. I have my Untethered Income, which is where I basically try and do things like this, teach people how to make money online, passively, mostly. And then my Headphone Review HQ, I list that one because that's actually the site where I've done all the work and basically made all the money that I've done. So let's get rolling. So mostly I'm going to be talking about YouTube, and that's because that's pretty much what I deal with. It's the second largest search engine on the internet, behind Google. Google owns them, which is a great thing because if you get ranked in YouTube, you get ranked in Google. So that's huge. They have 1 billion unique users a month on YouTube. 1 billion. That's insane. Like, even to put that into perspective is just out of this world. And these stats all come directly from YouTube's About page. There's more than 1 million people like us that are actually putting content on YouTube and, either making money or not, but uploading video. Thousands of these channels make 6 figures a year, $100,000 a year, just putting videos up on YouTube, making AdSense or doing other things. But I think they are strictly talking about the AdSense, the in-video streams of advertisements. And YouTube is now available on pretty much every device out there. If it's newer than 5 years old, you can pretty much watch a YouTube video on it. You may not be able to watch Vimeo, you may not be able to watch a bunch of other streaming video services, but YouTube's available on pretty much everything. So, why YouTube? 1 billion users. Like, literally 1 billion users. You don't have to do anything except put content out there, and they'll come to you. You don't have to go get them. And then you're free to do whatever you want pretty much, as long as it's original content, and that's the key. If you put something up there with music that is copyrighted, they'll smack you for it. If you put something up there that has copyrighted content that's video, eventually they'll find you and they'll basically tell you to take it down. If you're doing your own original content, you can put it up there. You can put affiliate links, you can put whatever you want in the video. There's no limit to what you can do. So that description box is yours to do as you please. And that's huge. Vimeo, you can't do that. They actually have like a creative license that they want you to do. So if you upload a video to Vimeo, you can't be trying to sell things. It's basically showing your video talents and what you can do in creativity. And there's a lot of sites like that. YouTube's free, and you can make money off of it. So that's why I went that way. Getting traffic. This is where I think a lot of people fail on YouTube. And Donna, not being mean at all. So she sent me a couple of things. I think Wingers, what was it?
Wingers Media here.
Wingers Media.
You see everything on my YouTube, and I'm not working it right. I know.
So they were kind enough to send me their links, and so I took a look through some of their videos. And metadata is probably the most important thing, as he'll be able to tell you. It's all about SEO. Again, it's the second largest search traffic or search site in the world. If you don't put the proper titles, the proper descriptions, the proper tags on your videos, how are people going to find you? You're just going to hope that it goes viral? I mean, it could happen, but chances of it happening are pretty low. The next thing is, please put high definition video up there.
Yep.
You all do video, make it high def. Donna, you guys make beautiful videos, are all 480p. It was driving me crazy looking at them.
I think a lot of them are old.
The newer ones were still 480.
Really?
Yeah. Upload them in at least 720, and here's the thing, guys. It used to go up to 1080. It now goes all the way up to 4K. You can upload a 4K video, which is astronomically huge and will probably take hours to do, but if you can do it, make it higher, because people can always scale it down. Scaling up looks terrible. Do it. So that's huge. Also, I didn't put it in here, but make sure your audio quality is good. Nothing's a bigger turnoff to anybody than seeing a pretty video with some terrible audio quality. So, you know, do something there. Custom thumbnails. Most of you who do YouTube channels and whatnot, you probably have already done enough videos to where you can do this. If you haven't, I think it's like 7 or 8 you have to upload before you can actually do a custom thumb. Once you get to that point, you can go back and retroactively put your own custom thumbnails on the old videos. Do it. Do it, put some text on it. People like to see pictures with text. And then that way, when they see your video lined up with the 50 others right underneath it, there's something on there that'll grab them and bring them in. Otherwise, it's going to be a frame of video from somewhere at the beginning, middle, or end of your video. So, the other thing is video duration. I've absolutely failed at this myself. There's no hard, fast rule to this, but it's something to be aware of. If you're doing a weekly show, and it's something that people expect, it could be 30 minutes, it could be an hour, if people expect it. But if you put something up there that's going to be like, hey, check out, you know, this new house, and it ends up being 30 minutes, people are going to be like, wait a second, I could have seen this house in 5 minutes. Why am I spending 30? So be aware and try and cut it down, because you want to keep people's attention, because you want to drive them to what you want them to do. So that's huge. And then calls to action. This is probably the biggest thing that I see most people fail on. If you don't put a call to action on whatever you're doing, people won't do it. If you don't say, hey, go do this, they won't do it. If you don't say, click my thumbs up, they won't do it. So pretty much in the middle of your videos, at the end of your videos, in a good place in your video, put a call to action in there. Hey, if you like this, go down there and click the thumbs up. Do it now. You know why? Because if a lot of people thumbs up it, your video starts showing up at the top of the results. And as you start floating up to the top of the results, it's no longer a linear climb of people coming to your video. It starts going like this. So do those things. Ask for the subscribers. Hey, subscribe to my channel. You can even create a little annotation in your video. Say, click here to go to my subscribe page. Do that stuff. It's tedious work. This stuff that we're talking about right here is not the fun stuff in video. It is the thing that will get people to your videos though. So those are some of the things. So here what I'm going to show you is what it looks like when I upload a video. And I will say, this is another thing I didn't put in my presentation. A lot of us probably upload videos from our video editing software. It's very limited in what you can do with that. You can put a description in there, but I've had it bark at me certain times. You can do some tagging. I recommend uploading, if you're going to upload it through your software, do that, but then come into YouTube and use their interface. And the reason is they're always changing it. This interface has changed 10 times in the past 2 years, I promise you. So the biggest one right here is your title. Make it as simple, searchable as you can possibly think. Donna, on some of your videos, you say, see a beautiful mansion in Atlanta. They know they're going to see it. Just put a high-end mansion in Atlanta or Atlanta mansion. Something very simple because it's very targeted, because when people are searching, they need something simple because it's all keyword driven. All those extraneous words in there are going to detract from the SEO value of it. So you want something simple. In this case, I have Sennheiser Momentum Review. It's pretty much, if somebody's searching for a review of these headphones, I show up third behind a couple guys that have millions of or hundreds of thousands of subscribers. I have 7,000. So I'm nowhere in the ballpark, but because I've done my metadata properly, I can show up in the search results. So the next thing is your keyword-rich description. All the videos, yours, none of them had descriptions. Type some stuff in.
Some do, some don't. It's hit or miss.
Okay.
I know.
Again, this stuff is not fun. This is the part where you've actually got to sit down and type it out. For some of the things that you do, because I saw that there were a lot of narratives or various things, put a story there. For yours, if it's a show, talk about the location where it is. Put the location, Marietta, Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia, whatever.
Yeah.
Keywords that when people are searching, they'll pop up. But don't make it just keywords. Type in paragraphs, because Google's actually gotten really smart about people that are trying to scam the system by just loading up a ton of keywords. Put something that people would actually want to read, human readable form. So those two things right there are probably two of the biggest things that you can do.
Now, does it matter where in the description, would it help to have the keywords higher up in the top of the description, like top, bottom, left, or right, or does it matter?
Not so much completely. What I will say though is, so one of the things I wanted to touch on here was, in my description, you'll notice here, I have a link to go get these headphones. I put them at the top. And the reason you put it at the top is because everywhere where this description shows up, that link is going to be clickable. So I want people to go to Amazon and buy these. And here's another thing, I'm using WordPress. You guys probably use a ton of different platforms. But this is my site, headphonereviewhq.com. And you notice I have get there. All it is a redirect to Amazon. But I don't want Amazon's name on this page. I want my name on this page. I want people to remember Headphone Review HQ. So they click that, basically proxies through my site and it goes straight to Amazon. So that's simple, but it's just name recognition. Everybody says brand yourself, get your brand out there. But put that at the top. As far as the rest of it, the keywords and whatnot, depends on how you want people to see it when it shows up in the search result. There's probably no hard fast rule there. It's more important to have the description than to have it in a particular order, because unlike a web page, you can't put title tags and H2s and H3s and all that kind of stuff. This is just a text blob. So as long as it's there, you're probably good. Now, down here, tags. Probably the least utilized thing on YouTube. I do headphone reviews, so it's easy to, Beats. Everybody's probably heard of Beats, right? You see kids wearing them all the time, have the B on the side of their head. It is I believe they did a survey and they found out that 60% of headphones sold over $100 are Beats. They are by far not the best headphones in the world. Not even close. As a matter of fact, probably at half the price you'll get a better set of headphones, but they market themselves so well. So if I do a headphone review, I will put in here, and I don't know if I did on this one, I didn't.
Beat Studio.
Do I have Beat Studio? Okay, so I compared it to them. It's the same price, but these headphones will blow them out of the water. The thing is, if somebody's searching for a Beats review, mine might show up in the related videos on the side, and a lot of that comes from tagging. So it's not as much description, but if somebody tags their video with a particular thing, that's how you're going to show up in the related search results. So that's actually really key. And think about all the things that people are going to be doing. Now, here's the thing. Don't go on here and put, water skiing, right? If you do that, Google will find out that you're trying to game the system, and they're going to yank you out of the search results. So it has to be pertinent to whatever the content is, but be liberal with it. They give you a ton of them. I think I stopped there just because I ran out of ideas. But you can put as many, until it says don't put any more, keep doing it. The more the merrier. Anybody have any questions yet? No? All right, good. Means I might be doing a good job. So again, here's the custom thumbnail. In this case, what you'll see here is that's a section taken out of the first quarter of the video somewhere. This is somewhere in the middle, and that's somewhere towards the end. That's what you get by default when you go on there. None of those are really that enticing. I mean, I'm a good-looking guy, but you know, that's pretty much, that's boring. That doesn't tell you what this video is about, right? You see a guy sitting there staring at a pair of headphones. Okay. I uploaded that. I took that shot. I put that up there. So when people search, that's what it looks like when it comes up in the search results, as opposed to some other guy sitting there, which almost all of them are. And I'll show you after all this is over. But basically, it's a bunch of pictures like this is what you see. And the reason why mine shows up is because a lot of people click on it. So the thumbnail can be vitally important. It doesn't do anything for search, but it does something for the person actually looking to go see the video. Now, where I was talking about the link on the first line, right here, that's actually clickable. This is the search results. So these are the guys I was telling you that came up above me on Sennheiser Momentum Review. This guy has hundreds of thousands of subscribers. He's one of the biggest headphone reviewers on the web, period. Interfidelity. This guy, your average consumer, he also has a ton of subscribers. So I showed up number 3, which isn't bad. This thing's been live for 3 months and I've got 10,000 views, and I show up 3rd on the list. Probably one of the reasons this guy does so well, he's got a 4-minute video. People feel like they don't have to be that committed. They can go watch this thing, right? Like, they don't even have to think about it. They trust him. People are going to his video regardless. Mine's 15 minutes. They're like, oh God, do I really, I don't know if I have enough time to sit down and watch this. And then probably skim through it. But I'm still doing all right with that. So again, if your content's good enough, you can adjust your length for it. I have actually gone over 15 minutes for it, and people are like, that's too long. So 15 minutes is my cutoff. I found out from my audience, don't go over this. So that's something that you learn along the way. You just feel it out. And then the HD call out. Upload your videos in HD. If it's not there, you won't see it. And people, I know I do, and I know a bunch of other people, if they're scrolling down through the video and there's 2 side by side, they're clicking the HD one. It looks better, right? And to be honest, everybody's carrying iPhones and Androids in here. These are all high-def viewing devices now. We don't even want to watch that stuff in standard quality on our phones anymore. So it doesn't cost you anything. It's bits that YouTube's putting on their hard drives. Put it up there. So now let's get into the meat of it, where you can actually make money, right? So there's the YouTube Partner Program. And all this is AdSense for your videos. Literally. So the beautiful thing is it's passive earning, and it's probably the least profitable initially, because you make cents on thousands of views. You might make a few bucks here or whatever. In the long term, it can be huge. It depends on how many subscribers you get. If you have 1 million subscribers and you post a video, let's say 10% of those people go up and watch it immediately. You just got 100,000 views. You get paid based off 1,000 views on most YouTube videos. So you just got paid 100 times whatever that dollar amount was. You might make $300 on the first time you post your video. So that it can be very lucrative over time. Initially, maybe not so much. These are also the things that probably irritate us to death now every time we go to a YouTube video, because you have your pre-roll ads, you have your in-roll ads, and I think they've even got post-roll. You can choose what you want to be done there. If you know your audience is actually going to be true to you and you're selling different ways, you may not want those pre-roll ads in there, because that extra $200 a month may not matter compared to the $2,000 you might make off selling your services or whatever. Just something to be aware of. You have to apply to be part of this program. Don't just go sign up for a YouTube account today and say, hey, I want to be a partner. They're going to turn you down. And if you get turned down the initial time, you can't reapply, I think, for 6 months. That's what it used to be. So what you want to do is you want to get a video or 2 or 5, get it up online, get a few thousand views, then go apply. As long as it's all original content, you'll probably be approved. If you have any copyrighted material in there, they're going to shut you down and they're going to say no. So that's one thing to be aware of. The original content. More views equal more money, period. If you get a ton of views, you get paid by the 1,000 views. I don't know how many of the ads are clickable that you make money off of, but just as a baseline, pretty much know that you're getting paid by the 1,000. And that's called CPM in SEO marketing terms. So that's the earnings, and I don't even know what it stands for, but it's basically for everything. Cost per mil. All right. So that's it on there. The next way that I actually make most of my money, so just for sake of being completely open here, I make probably anywhere between, on regular months, between $100 and $200 a month off AdSense, roughly. And this is passive. I don't do anything with these videos after they go online other than answer some comments or whatever. So that's pretty much it. Affiliate links. This is pretty sweet stuff too because it's also passive, but I'm all about passive earning. This can have pretty big profits. If you drive enough people to your videos and these people are in, you know, they actually want the products on them, they'll click the links and go buy something. I do mostly Amazon, and the beautiful part is I don't have to deal with customer service. I don't have to do anything. Go buy the product. They click it, they buy it, I make some money off of it. If they click and they don't buy that, but then they buy something else on the site, I make money off that. You don't have to get them to buy the product on that site. You've turned them into a shopper at that point. You've got them on the Amazon. And the reason I use Amazon is because it's a trusted site. People feel comfortable putting their credit card and their faith and trust in Amazon. They're a good company. So that's why I try and get them there. Again, use the first line of the description. That's where the link is. You want people to see it. And if you take your video and you put it on your own blog, put the link underneath your video on the blog too. Make sure that in your video when you say, hey, I have an affiliate link below, please click it, point to it, give them a call to action, and have that link right there. They'll click it. They may not buy anything, but they'll click it. And here's the other thing. So Bill, I believe, asked the question, what are some of the other options other than Amazon? What are some of the other places you can do? And are they as profitable? There's CJ.com, that's Commission Junction. There's also Clickbank, which is mostly digital products. Here's what I'll tell you. I do mostly Amazon because it is trusted. There are other sites that have higher affiliate percentages. You can make more money off of them. But to get people to buy off of them might be more difficult. So, and the other thing was for me, is Amazon has almost every product under the sun. So if they go there and they didn't necessarily want to buy the headphones that I was, you know, pushing them there on, then they might buy something else. So, and then I will get into one other thing real quick on this. He also asked about whether or not digital products are more profitable or hard products. I'll tell you this, how many of y'all have done Amazon affiliates? Anybody? You have?
Long ago.
Okay, so you know that the percentages are pretty small.
Yeah.
You start at 4% and it's stepwise. I think the highest I've ever gotten is 7.5%, but that's after you sell like 200 products. So the thing is, you're not going to make a ton of money. There's some headphones that I've done reviews on that are $1,400. I'll make a decent amount of money off those, but I don't sell that many of them. If you do something like Clickbank, that's usually digital products. So you guys, you've done a book. Let's say that you put your book up on Clickbank. Most of the time, I'd say that the starting price is somewhere between $40 and $50. Some products go all the way up to $99. Thing is, if you sell one of those products, typically the authors are willing to give you 50 to 75% of those profits because that's a sale they wouldn't have had otherwise. So if you had a $50 product, you're getting $25 for that one sale. If you create videos that push these, then you make more. Go ahead.
So do you set that up beforehand with the affiliates?
So with these, basically you just sign up. It'd be like signing up for any program. When you sign up for a Gmail account or something, you go fill out a form. The only difference is when you sign up for Amazon or Clickbank, they're going to ask for a tax ID so that they can you know, ding you from the IRS or whatever later on. But
so if I had videos riding Harleys. I would connect with Harley Davidson and say, I'm going to put your website below mine. And they sell Harleys, and from someone that looked at my video, and they're going to give me a piece of the action, or not, maybe not a piece of the action, but they're going to pay me?
Potentially, if Harley has an affiliate program. So what you want to do, just in that regard, I would say that, or in that particular vein, Harley probably doesn't have an affiliate program. But
Okay.
let's say that there.
But look for affiliate programs. is what you're
Absolutely.
saying.
Go
Got
to
it.
a website. If there's something that you want to do a review of or that you guys are passionate about, whether it's a TV or whatever, go to the site and search for partner program affiliate. Just do a Control F on the page and search for affiliate or partner. Go ahead.
Earlier, you were saying that they sent you a lot of products. Do you find that some of these companies will contact you?
Oh, absolutely. So, it's kind of interesting. So, obviously, I make a little bit of money off this, but I've been sent thousands of dollars of headphones and amplifiers, and they're just all piled up. My wife's not happy about it, but, you know, yeah, no, it does. So, I've had to contact some companies, and some basically just turned me down because I was brand new. But then later on, and that's the thing, don't be afraid. Call up a company, if they say no, what's that hurt you, right? You can call back later. Over time, I called back to those same companies. They're like, absolutely, let's do this. I actually had Sennheiser reach out to me after I'd been turned down by them initially. And so it's, you know, as you grow, it's just like anybody. If you're the new kid on the block, you're getting nothing. But as you build your reputation, you grow your subscribers, and you see the interactions on your videos, just like any blog or anything else you do, right? If people are looking to you and people are asking you questions, all of a sudden, you become another outlet for a company to make money. So getting back to the affiliate programs, like literally, there are tons of them out there. And you don't realize, because most people are consumers. When you're a consumer, you're thinking about buying. You're not thinking about how you're going to sell this stuff. So if you go to most websites out there, a lot of them, if they don't have their own affiliate program, they'll say, hey, we have an affiliate program with Commission Junction, or we have an affiliate program with this other site. So pretty much, you'd be surprised. And I say Harley doesn't, but hey, there might be a dude that flops down his credit card to buy a Harley, and you could probably make 10% off. I don't know. But definitely look.
I think even Walmart has one.
Walmart does. iTunes has one. People that buy stuff all the time. So, and I've been terrible about this. I'm by no means perfect at anything that I'm telling you guys. This is all stuff that I've learned along the way, and a lot of it is a lot of work. Like, this isn't just stuff that happens, right? Like, you upload your video, you're typing in, you're typing. I spend 8 to 10 hours on cutting one video for a headphone review that's 10 to 15 minutes long. And then I go down and I sit down and I type for 45 minutes, getting the tags in there, the descriptions and all that. But iTunes, I could put up a list of the songs that I do, that I listen and audition my headphones with, and I can make 10% off every song that's downloaded. I could do the same thing with Amazon. Amazon Music, same thing. I can make 10% off every song that's sold there. Hey, 10 cents on a dollar is not a lot, but when you get 1 million people buying that same song to try out their headphones, it's a lot of money.
Did you say that you didn't put the direct affiliate link, that you went to your blog and put that, or what, how'd you do it again? For all of it, you did that?
Yeah, I do. So, pretty much it's pretty easy. So, if you guys are using WordPress,
Yeah, I am.
there's a plugin called Pretty Link. And pretty much all you do is you go into Pretty Link, you say add link. And then you tell it the URL on your site that you want it to be. So in my case, it was get/Sennheiser Momentum. And then down below it says, hey, where do you want it to go? And so I just paste in my Amazon affiliate link. That's it. And then anytime somebody clicks it, it goes to my site and then redirects them over to Amazon. Behind the scenes, they never see anything happen. It looks like they just went straight to Amazon.
Does it plug it up for tracking in someone too?
Yeah, it has a little bit. They have a pro plug-in version that I think has better statistics and all that. But it will tell you how many hits you have a day, how many unique hits, how many people are coming in. So it's pretty interesting. And that's another thing, is I get to look at the stats. It's not Google stealing all my thunder or having to rely on the crappy Amazon affiliate stuff that they have. Their reports are terrible. So it's all pretty cool. And again, the call to action at the end of every one of my videos, unless I've failed on someone, which I probably have. Hey guys, if you like this review, please go down and click on my affiliate link below the video. It's not going to cost you any more, but if you did like it, it will help me bring you more videos in the future. That's it. It's nothing major. But I tell them to do it. If you don't tell people to go out and do this stuff, they won't. Period. And then I tell them, hey, leave me a thumbs up. Go find me on Twitter. Go find me on Facebook. Like, I basically have the same thing that I do at the end of every video that has that. And then when I remember, I also go back to the videos and I annotate them at random points throughout the video. So that as they're watching, something will pop up, hey, don't forget to subscribe. Hey, click the thumbs up. You know, that way it just reminds people, gives them visual cues. Some people probably aren't even watching, they're just listening. But if you don't put it there, you're going to miss the boat on some folks. Alright, so this is one that probably most of you guys would be very comfortable with, is doing some self-promotion. This has probably the biggest earning potential in the short term, and you know, the only thing about it is, for me, is it's very hands-on. I have a day job that I have to do, so I can't basically say, hey guys, you know, you want my services? Alright, now I got to figure out how I'm going to work that out. You guys do video, so this is kind of what you want. One of the things I would say is, use it to your advantage. Create sales videos. I've seen, like, I looked at a lot of your videos, very nice stuff, also yours, very nice stuff. But nowhere, it's almost like you have a show. You're never selling your services.
Right, yeah.
Sell your services. You're doing a good job, put it out there. If you're doing a video for another client, and I'm by no means an attorney or a lawyer or anything like that, make sure you own the rights to the video. then that way you can say, here's samples of the videos that we've done for these clients, and then put your stuff up on there. Make sure you promote yourself. Do it in the video and do it below the video. Make sure it's something that people can search on so that they can find you. You know, we do video production in Atlanta, Marietta, I don't know, Kennesaw, Woodstock, whatever. Every area that you're willing to put it in the description so that people can search for it. Video production in these areas. And again, it's easy to showcase your talent. This is what you guys do anyways. So this is the perfect place to showcase it. Put it up there. It's beautiful. Also, always, you must remember this, put text overlays in there. There's been studies done, and I wish I had the links on here, but people actually retain more information when they both hear it and see it and read it at the same time. Do it. Put those in there. Your phone numbers, your emails, whatever, your website links, all that kind of stuff. It will stick much better if you do it that way. So that's huge. And again, the description. If you fail on this, you've missed the boat. You have to put the stuff in your description. Make your titles good and strong, and get all this information in your description. Call to action. Again, call me today. Find out about our specials. If you're not running a special, who knows? Doesn't matter. The video is going to be there forever. It's evergreen. It's always online. Call us. Find out how we can help your company grow their business. And if you have numbers, that's even better. Hey, we grew this company's profits by 10% by giving them an ad. You know, whatever. If you can put some stats behind it, you're going to do even better, but definitely get it out there. It's huge. Call to action, I cannot stress enough. If you forget it, they're going to forget you. You have to put it in there. All right, so build your list. This is one you guys may or may not know about. And do any of you even know what this means?
Oh yeah.
You will. So building your list is probably the golden thing of online, period. People say the money's in your list. And all it is email addresses, guys. It's nothing special. If you are doing a video production, you want to say, hey, come over here and sign up and be on my list. We can tell you about specials coming up, whatever. But here, I've given a little example of Quick Sprout. This is a guy named Neil Patel that does online marketing. And this guy's sharp. If you want to learn a lot of stuff, I recommend you go sign up for his list. I get nothing for it, but you'll learn a lot about online, you know, making money and growing your subscribers and all that. But basically, this is what he does. Free course, double your traffic in 30 days, plus a secret bonus valued at $300. He made that number up. But I promise you, if you went there, you'd look at it and go, oh God, it's just an email address, right? You're going to put it in there. This is what you want to do. Pretty much you always want to dangle a carrot out there for somebody. But this is the way you do it. Instead of having a YouTube channel where they're clicking links and doing this and maybe trying to call you, you say, hey, at the end of this video, click the link below my description and go over there and sign up for my list. And it's going to be a link to basically what they call a squeeze page, which is nothing more than sign up. And then you're going to send them some information. It's probably going to be valuable information. You don't want to mess any of your customers over, but you want to give them good quality information because that makes them a fan immediately. You can make more money off this than anything else I've talked about. I am terrible at this. I'm absolutely horrible at this. I think I have 40.
Next to you is good at it.
Huh?
That woman next to you is very good at
See,
it.
it's one of those things that you have to really try at.
Yeah.
And once you build it, so I've got, I don't know, 40 subscribers on one of my lists. Not much, right? But I don't push it. What I really fail at is following through on it. I should have autoresponders set up. I should have a trickle, because you can set up trickle feeds to people. And there's plenty of good tools for this, by the way. One's called Aweber. That's a monthly service that you sign up for. It's $20 a month. It's a little pricey, especially when you have nobody. But they have a ton of tools that makes it really easy. So there's very little friction. You can go in there, write some copy, and be done. All right, so that's probably worth it. There's another one that I actually use called Cindy. It's cindy.co for anybody interested. It's basically you pay for the software one time, you put it on your servers, and at that point, pretty much you just hook it up to Amazon's SES, their email services. So for instance, I'll give a little comparison. On Aweber to send 10,000 emails, I think is like a couple $100 a month. On Cindy, to send that same 10,000 will cost you $1 for Amazon SES, and then whatever you pay for the software, which is I think is $60. So those are some options. But essentially, grow your list. Keep in contact. If you do this and you contact these people weekly, don't bombard them. Don't always be sending them sales copy. Keep them in the loop. Make them feel like they're a part of what's going on. this could be your most lucrative thing that you do. And again, dangling the carrot, drive people away from YouTube and to your site. And again, you gotta convince them in the video. So now, this is the stuff that's non-YouTube related, additional ways that you can make money. You guys probably have tons of B-roll, tons of B-roll. Put that stuff up on iStock Photo or Pond5 or Shutterstock. There's 1,000 different websites out there. All you gotta do is take some high quality video, go create an account on these sites. As many of them, put it on as many sites as you want. Read the terms, because they might say that you can't have it on another site. But obviously, go find out. Sign up for accounts on these. You can upload your video there, and anybody who buys that video, you get a cut of it. You could have had some great panning shot of downtown Atlanta, right? People might want to use that in some creative works that they're doing, and they don't have the time or the equipment to go get a jib and set up and do this whole crazy thing, right? You've got the equipment, you've got the video, you're probably not using it, it's probably lost on a hard drive somewhere. Upload it. I mean, I know, I've got hundreds of hours of video just hanging around. Set this stuff up. You can make some money. You probably won't make a killing on it unless you have something just so compelling that everybody on the planet wants it, but, you know, it's free. Do it. Sign up. Get sponsors. This one's pretty straightforward. If you've got some quality videos and you do some creative works, especially a lot of times, you can get people to basically, they said, hey, we want to sponsor your work because we know you have an audience and we want that audience. So you can work out deals locally. Get on the phone, call some other people, say, hey, I would love for you guys to sponsor us if we think that we've worked well together. You guys want to give me $200, $300, $400 a month? You figure out the price, whatever. It can basically pay for certain things that you would have never had before. So sponsors is a thing that a lot of people don't think about because it's offline. You're usually making deals with people on the side. But that's huge. You can probably make as much money doing that as you will on AdSense, at least initially, especially if you have the view. And then here's another thing. You can take that same video that you have on YouTube that's got the ads and everything in it, you can put it on your own site with Google AdSense right next to it, which is ridiculous. So why not? I mean, if you have a blog, it doesn't really take much to move that YouTube. It's like literally a thing of HTML that you can drop it over here and you have the thing on the side. So you can do that same thing too, and you're basically double dipping. You get the view love, and you also, if they click the AdSense thing, you get that as well. And it's usually highly, focused on whatever your video was anyways. So I think that's pretty much, I've talked a lot.
You covered everything very well.
Oh, thank you. Anybody, questions? I will answer anything as honestly and as thoroughly as possible.
About the stock photos, I actually had a startup company ask me about taking stock photos for their company. I've never been asked that question before, and they asked me how much I charge. I had no idea what to tell them because I'm like, I don't even know how I would price stock photos for a company.
Go look at what the other companies do. So there's iStock Photo, there's oh man, I forget what there's Pond5, there's Shutterstock, there's all these different ones. And believe me, which one?
I think it's color stock or something. Yeah.
There's tons of them, and the prices they vary wildly. So, I use some for my blog posts that I usually pay like $1 or $2 for each photo. How much?
So would you recommend that I charge them by the image, or?
It depends on what you want to set up. So, being that it's a startup, I don't know. I would say the problem is, as a photographer, you know that if you go do a shoot, you're going to make hundreds, if not thousands of dollars, right? It's a totally different ballgame. When you're doing something on a website, your whole goal is to get the masses to want to download that and buy it. So at that point, do you want to price yourself out of that ability to make passive income? So you have to figure out what's most important to you. Do you want the more money now, or do you want the more money recursively over time? That's really hard to answer. I mean, I don't personally do it, so I don't know. But I would say look at what other people are doing. Find out what the percentages are that they pay, and find out what the big guys do, and see what you can work out with this person.
You're in a dual kind of a situation. You're going to originate the content and then sell it for stock uses. So you're looking at two different pay situations. You get paid to do the shoot. And then, if they want to use it commercially, now if they just use it on their website, you're not going to get any money off it.
Right.
No, they
But
would
if
use
they're
it.
going to market it to be
Yeah.
used, then you have an agreement based on that.
Yes.
Okay.
And what he said is actually huge. If it's commercial, usually the price is way up there. If it's
Yeah,
something that's
it's,
gonna be in a video or something like that,
Yeah.
you can usually get a lot more for that. But it's, being that I haven't actually done that stuff, it's kind of really hard to say exactly what you should charge, but, you know, make it fair. And that's the other thing, that's why I said, if you guys are doing video or photo shoots for anybody else, make sure you own the rights. If you're writing up an agreement between these people, you own the rights to whatever you do. Because if you don't, then they can come back at you later and say, hey, that was mine. So make sure that you have it. That's actually, I think I picked that up on a podcast from some videographer at one point. And by the way, if you guys aren't listening to podcasts, you're missing out on a great source of information. So,
That's not work for hire, depends on what kind of clause you've got in your agreement.
exactly. And that's where it has to be in your contract.
Well, from what I understand, we're gonna have an attorney, just to let you guys know, for our next Ativa meeting.
Beautiful.
We're gonna talk about all that issue. My attorney just advised us to say, we have shared licensing right with you. Just to
Okay.
cover it there. But from what I've heard, and I don't know, I'm not an attorney, that if you created it, you have that unless they have you sign a work for hire.
Okay.
So just like you're saying, if Angela's got great shots of Atlanta and she shot it for a client, she can still go put it on iStock, which all of us should be doing that, good suggestion.
Yeah, especially for your B-roll. You may not wanna do it for your big stuff. Your big stuff you wanna do your sales promos for yourself, right? But B-roll, absolutely, put that out there. Let other people use it.
Any other questions, you guys? Cause I'm thinking we should probably eat pizza and get out of here, cause I think we're close to time. Is that okay? I will be putting this video up only for those of you who paid and came tonight, like, because I'm not just sharing this with the world. Tony can if he wants to, you can if you want to, but I'm like,
How, do you utilize Facebook and Twitter and links and bring them in, or you just
social
wanna?
media, yeah.
I try. I'm terrible at it. I hate social media with a passion, but it's necessary.
I just wanted your thoughts on it, yeah, okay.
I will say this, like, I have a Facebook page that I neglect heavily, but I have 500 some odd subscribers, which is beyond me because I
Does it
post
bring
to
you
it once.
traffic?
I don't think it brings me traffic as much as people just want a place to discuss, because YouTube's commenting system is a little frustrating, and you can have real discussions on Facebook. So I typically will answer questions there, but Twitter I definitely use, because Twitter's more of the, what are your thoughts, your immediate thoughts, right? And people like seeing that stuff, and so you can hashtag it in front of a bunch of other people that you wouldn't have gotten. So YouTube, you're basically relying on people searching and finding you. On Twitter, if you know the right hashtag to use, you can get in front of millions of people instantly, right? For all the social network stuff, that's the easiest way to get traffic. Is it gonna be highly targeted? Maybe, maybe not. But it's a quick way. Facebook I find infuriating. I can't stand Facebook, I don't know how to use it properly. But it's a great resource, so.
Typically, social doesn't get a lot of traffic.
Let me ask about build your list too. Do you, how often do you sit down to make this content and build this list to create? I mean, how often are you putting down data that you spend a lot of time working on? You've got the other projects too, but you wanna make sure that is effective when you present that to someone to build that list.
Here's what I'll tell you, the easiest way to build a list is to build a resource. So, like, one of the things that a lot of people are looking for when they're trying to figure out how they wanna do things, you build a thing that says, these are my top 5 resources, or these are the top 5 tips that I have. If you want these top 5 tips, come sign up for my list. So that way you're not creating a bunch of content all the time to drive people to your
Okay, that's
list.
what I was saying, okay.
Yeah, you want to create something that is extremely high value. It might take you a day or two to put together, but you're done with it after that. You get it out there, and then everybody that comes by wants it. Like, and this is, I'm not a copywriter, but this is where you want the intro to it to be just so strong, like the 5 things that you didn't know that would get you more business today, or something like that. Because then people are like, what don't I know, right? Like, they have to get in there and find out. And all they're giving up is an email address, so they don't mind doing that. But it's not something you want to do all the time. Now, I will say this though, on the flip side, if you do create something that you think is great, that could be another thing, there's no reason you shouldn't put that in a blog post or on another page on your site and say, hey, if you want access to this, go sign up for my list. There's no reason not to reuse that. You can basically build your list off multiple pages and all go to the same repository of information. But for the most part, people create something, they're done with it, and then it goes.
All right, thank you, Ellen.